Please, get off now.
Okay. What's going on?
Trouble busters!
Jeez, Helen, I called you earlier, but you didn't pick up my call. What? Really? Oh no. I brought the remote for my AC instead of my phone. What the heck, Helen? Oh, you're so funny. My name is Helen. I'm a 27-year-old office worker. I was having drinks with my friend and I was planning on going home in a cab. However... isn't this the wrong way? Is he just being quiet? I wonder where I am right now. I wish I had my phone with me right now. This isn't where I asked you to take me.
Please, get off now.
Huh?
Hurry. You don't have to pay for this ride.
Okay. I jumped off the cab as I was intimidated by the driver. What should I do now?
I'm here to get you. Hurry, get on.
What?
We don't have time. Hurry.
Okay. I decided to get on another cab that came by without having a clue of what was going on. You said you were there to get me, but what's going on?
Yeah, the car behind was tailing you.
Oh my goodness.
Since the moment you left the izakaya, I'm sure the other driver is acting as a decoy as he keeps driving. He asked me to come and get you and take you somewhere safe.
I see. Thank you so much. I was so grateful to him and the other driver as I finally arrived at my destination.
Do you have any idea about the person who was tailing you?
No, not at all. But hold on. Could it be that person?
I see. I suggest you talk to the police about this.
Yes, I'll think about it. Thank you so much for everything today. You saved me.
No worries. Take care.
I thought I was saved thanks to the kind taxi drivers, but the incident wasn't quite over yet. Are you saying that the man was trying to open the door to my apartment? That's right. I see him wandering around in this area often lately. Well, maybe he's coming after you, so you should be careful. Okay. Since there are strange things happening lately, I need to make sure I lock my door. I can't focus on my work, and this is really bad. If I just look the other way, maybe this might escalate into a huge crime. I'm going to find the culprit and solve this problem with my own two hands. I'm not letting him get away with this. Trouble busters! To find who the culprit is, I gathered information from those who witnessed the man. As I continued to listen, I started to know for sure who the culprit was.
Hello, Helen. You finally reached out to me. I was so sad because you blocked my calls. And my answer for you is, of course, a yes.
What is this about?
About how you want to restart everything between the two of us. It's okay. I know exactly how you feel. You regret breaking up with me, don't you? Don't worry. I'm not mad at you for making the wrong choice. Alright, let's discuss our future together.
That's not going to happen. Stop talking about this as if you know how I feel. I'm not trying to get back with you at all. I didn't even want to hear your voice for the rest of my life, Kevin.
Oh, Helen, you're such a shy girl. I know you don't mean any of that.
I absolutely mean every word I say. I'm going to file a police report about everything you've done to me.
Geez, hold a second. You need to cut out the jokes.
You deserve it.
No way. Even if I have nothing to hide, I'll be in a bad position at work if you do that to me. Can you please rethink this?
Of course, I don't want to get the police involved if I didn't have to, but you completely crossed the line. I am mad at you.
What exactly did I ever do to you? I didn't do anything that should make you mad.
Stop acting dumb. You've been wandering around my neighborhood, aren't you? My neighbors saw you. Because of that, I've been on alert every time I have to walk by myself at night. I've been scared that you're trying to do something terrible.
Well, I think your neighbors just saw me when I happened to pass by on my way home from work. It's not like I'm waiting around for you or anything. I think you're being way too self-conscious.
Then why did you come after me behind the cab the other day?
I don't know. I don't remember doing anything like that.
The cab driver saw you, so you can't just act dumb like that.
But I had no idea you were riding the cab that was in front of me. I'm sure it was a coincidence.
I already know that you've been wandering around wherever I go, and it's not a coincidence. You are causing me so much trouble, and this is a crime, too. No matter what you do, you can't change how I feel. I'm going to take appropriate actions to end this.
You've been saying those things, but
Huh?
you make it sound as if I caused you trouble. But did I do you any harm?
It's been affecting my daily life, too. I have a hard time focusing on work, too.
That's something that you're feeling on your own. You can't blame me for just passing by you by coincidence.
Even about the other night, I don't even know what would have happened if the drivers didn't act promptly.
Ugh, those stupid drivers really didn't have to do that. It was such a great chance for me to start over with Helen, but it'll be bad if she really reports me to the police. I need to convince her otherwise. But you're doing just fine, aren't you?
Huh?
I haven't even laid a single finger on you. Of course, it's because I don't intend on harming you at all. I don't think it's appropriate for you to say that I'm committing any type of crime. Even if you were to report me to the police, they're not going to do anything about it. You're only going to waste your time.
That's not true. If you're not going to fix yourself, I'm going to the police.
Oh, hey! But don't even think it's going to be so easy.
I guess it was a waste of time talking to him at all. I'm going to the police tomorrow. Sir, can I have a moment?
Huh? What is it?
I talked to Mr. Kirkland, my manager at work, about all the trouble Kevin has been giving me, and requested to leave work early so I could go to the police station.
I see.
Yes, so...
Isn't that something you should just see your ex-boyfriend in person to discuss, instead of going to the police?
I don't feel comfortable seeing my ex in person.
Well, you would say that, but isn't it partially your fault too? Maybe you were being a little too fashionable.
What? What is this man even saying? How could he? After that, I went to the police to explain the entire situation. However, why is it that you won't accept my report?
I never said we're not accepting it. It's just that the police can't really do anything unless any actual harm is done.
But it's too late if he does harm me.
Maybe your ex-boyfriend is insisting on getting back because you were making him buy you tons of gifts.
I never did that.
Are you sure? I don't think this would happen unless you're somewhat at fault. Well, we'll make sure to be on patrol, so I hope that's not enough.
But you're not even on patrol right now. Since the police were not reliable, I decided to go to a law firm. There I met Mr. Cobweb, who is known to be invincible and experienced. Mr. Cobweb, what do you say?
Don't worry. I completely understand your situation. I'm very sorry to hear about everything that's been happening. Rest assured, I can help you.
Thank you very much.
Let's make him learn his lesson on the severity of the actions he's taken.
After that, through Mr. Cobweb, I decided to claim compensation for all the things that Kevin had done to me until then.
What is this ridiculous amount? I see. Since the police won't do anything, she's using money, huh? But this isn't anything worth taking serious.
It doesn't seem like he's willing to cooperate.
What do we do?
For someone like him, we shall make things black and white through a trial. There's no such thing as defeat in my dictionary.
Mr. Cobweb, thank you so much.
It's just that it will be crucial for us to gather evidence when it comes to a trial like this. I'm going to need your cooperation.
Of course. Please let me know if there's anything you need. On the day of the trial, with Mr. Cobweb becoming a strong ally of mine, I was at the trial against Kevin.
In other words, the defendant repeatedly continued these disturbing actions without paying any heed to Miss Helen's requests to stop. Such conduct clearly goes beyond the bounds of common decency and can be regarded as criminal behavior. The harm Miss Helen has suffered up to this point is immeasurable. I see. Does the defendant have any response?
Of course. I'd like to fight this because it's completely false. It seems like Helen and her attorney are completely misunderstanding the situation. I can go ahead and explain.
How is it a misunderstanding? They're all true.
Unfortunately, we ended up in a fight and decided to break up. But being in a long-term relationship, every couple goes through a quarrel. Once we took a break from each other, I decided I wanted to get back together with her. I know you feel the same way, Helen. I know you regret breaking up with me.
Of course not. You can't decide on my feelings on your own.
Are you sure about that? Maybe you're just not being honest with your own feelings.
I said I honestly want to sever the relationship I have with you. You can't keep saying those things because it's not going to change anything. What you've done really caused me trouble. It's been affecting my daily life too. Do you understand that?
Thus, Miss Helen's daily life has been significantly disrupted by the defendant's harassment. We therefore seek $20,000 in damages from the defendant as compensation for the emotional distress Miss Helen has suffered.
$20K?
$20,000 represents the severity of what you've done.
I thought the same when I saw the paperwork that was sent to me the other day, but your lawyer tends to start blabbering things that don't even make any sense. What exactly did I do wrong when I never even laid a single finger on Helen? You need to stop getting in the way of people's love.
That's not going to go that way. It doesn't matter whether you make physical contact with her or not. Roaming around the neighborhood of Miss Helen's residence is enough to be defined as harassment.
That was just a coincidence. I happened to be walking near her house. We all have the right to walk on the public streets, don't we? Are you telling me that I'm not allowed to just walk on the street?
We completely knew you were going to try to get away with that excuse.
What?
Then let me go ahead and prove the fact that Mr. Kevin has been causing trouble to Miss Helen. The other day, Miss Helen has taken the cab after drinking outside. However, there was a vehicle that was tailing that cab. It turns out that the person who was driving this suspicious vehicle was you, Kevin. Do you admit this?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You admit this when we spoke over the phone the other day, though.
I don't know. Do you have proof?
Then let me help you remember now. I've summoned Mr. Simon and Mr. Charles as witnesses. Please, tell us about what happened that night.
Yes, I was called to the izakaya to be there at 9 p.m., so I was there around 8:55 p.m., and that was when I realized that there was a man who was staring at the woman who just walked out. Since it seemed strange to me, I continued to observe that man.
Are the man and the woman at this court today?
Yes, the woman was Miss Helen, and the man was the defendant. That's false! I never did that!
We have testimony from the izakaya staff and also the surveillance footage, too. You're not getting away with those excuses. We can flawlessly prove the fact that you were watching me that night.
Please continue.
I was surprised because the woman who was being watched was my customer, and when I started driving, the man who was watching her started to follow us. I knew that my customer would be in danger when we get to the destination, so I decided to ask for help from Charles, my colleague. I rushed to the meeting point as soon as Simon reached out to me. When Simon was able to shake off the defendant's car for a short moment and get Miss Helen off the vehicle, I picked her up and took her to a safe place. Since we didn't have much time, we ended up being slightly forceful about it. It's understandable that Miss Helen seemed to be confused. I'm so sorry I couldn't really explain anything at that time, since I was carried away trying to shake the car off.
It's okay. Thanks to the two of you, I've been able to go home safely. I can't appreciate you enough.
As soon as I dropped off Miss Helen, I rushed back to the original street that I was driving. As I expected, the vehicle that was driven by the suspicious man continued to tail me. By the way, Mr. Simon has provided the footage from his dashcam as evidence, so we could prove the fact that the defendant has been driving and following the cab the entire time. What do you say? Are you still going to give excuses? I see. It does seem like I was driving behind Helen's car, but so what? While we drive, I'm sure we can all come across a coincidence where we'll be driving right behind someone we know. I have the freedom to drive wherever I want. It's not a coincidence for sure. Because of the nature of our work, our vehicles record every path that we take, so you can't get away with that excuse. Yes, I was driving to shake you off that night, so I've taken so many detours that would be considered longer routes multiple times. Unless you were intentionally tailing my vehicle, there's no way you'd be taking that route. You guys have been saying that I was walking around near Helen's house, and I was coming after her on a car, but so what? Helen's safe, and that's all that matters, right? She's doing just fine right now. Who cares about anything else? I couldn't hold in my love for her, and I may have subconsciously gone close to her. But everything was because I wanted to come near her, and it's pure love. I'm sure Helen was happy when she felt my love for her.
Be quiet! Have you even thought about how frightening it is for women when men come after them? Miss Helen couldn't talk to anyone about this matter, and she's been trying to figure out this situation on her own. It started affecting her daily life, too. You have caused a huge problem for Miss Helen, and that's not love at all. At least I'm not going to approve of it. Mr. Kevin, you're being extremely selfish and greedy.
Besides, that wasn't all you did, was it? Since the day I stopped blocking your number, you've been calling me and texting me over 100 times a day, every day. Don't you think this is an insane amount of calls and texts?
Well, because you decided to unblock my number, it means that you wanted to be in touch with me. I reached out to you so many times because of my deep love, I'm sure you understand how I feel.
No way! I made it clear that I didn't want you to talk to me ever again the first time I reached out to you. I have text messages as evidence, so you can't play dumb. You ignored what I was saying and continued to call me and text me insane amount of times a day. Mr. Cobweb guided me to make sure that I keep evidence of all of that. I'm never going to forgive you for what you've done.
Thanks to Miss Helen, we've been able to gather all necessary evidence. We've been able to prove the defendant's harassment now.
Hey, we're about to lose this. Why are you staying so quiet? Do something!
I don't know what to tell you. It'll be really challenging to turn the tables at this point.
What the heck? I'm paying you so much, so you better do your job!
But then, I made sure to ask you to refrain from calling and texting Miss Helen. If you were reaching out to her over 100 times a day, I can't help you.
That was because I loved her so much!
I don't know what to say. This is the result of my client doing things on his own, and I have nothing to do with the outcome of this trial. It's also stated on our contract, so please, make a note of it.
Damn it!
Alright, I believe this is it. Having determined that the matter has been sufficiently deliberated, the court will now deliver its verdict. The fear experienced by the plaintiff was profoundly serious and immeasurable. In light of the gravity of the defendant's actions, the defendant is hereby ordered to pay $20,000 in damages to the plaintiff.
What? Why? Why would you accept my feelings? Helen, you and I love each other, don't we? Even though we had our quarrel for a moment of time, time will heal the awkwardness between the two of us. So please, let's start everything over again together. When we overcome these challenges, I'm sure our bond will be even stronger.
Huh? How much longer are you going to sleep talk, huh? Your forceful feelings only cause me trouble, and it doesn't mean anything to me at all. You're going to pay for everything that you've done to me.
No, I was just...
In the end, the trial concluded with a complete victory for us. Kevin was ordered to pay me $20,000 in compensation for emotional distress. The outcome of the case soon spread throughout the company, and he ultimately chose to resign voluntarily.
Damn it! How did things end up this way? Oh, that's right. Who cares about money? Who cares about work? Helen's been waiting for me all along.
What are you doing?
Oh, no, it wasn't her. It was a mistake. Please forgive me.
Shut up. You're under arrest for obstruction of police activities.
No way!
Kevin was taken to the police station for obstructing the police, and of course, this wasn't it.
Alright, I'm gonna train the newbies today.
Sir, please match me.
Oh, sure, I'll take you. Wait, what?
I'm still a novice, but I hope I'm good enough for you.
No, wait. No, wait.
The trial also brought something else to light. The police officer from that time had failed to accept the victim's complaint. It seems he later received some very strict guidance from the female officers at the station. Once this became public, the authorities finally began taking Kevin's harassment seriously, and he was eventually arrested. It was the result of many small steps taken along the way, and I truly feel that having the courage to consult a lawyer back then was the right decision. Meanwhile, my boss, who had shown no understanding of the harm Kevin caused to me, ended up facing strong backlash from the female employees.
Why is this happening?
From that point on, he felt as if he were sitting on pins and needles wherever he went. Having completely lost his place in the company, he ultimately chose to resign voluntarily. As for me, so delicious. Now I get to go on vacation trips without being afraid of my surroundings. Trouble busters!